Hi everyone, it's Lenore and it's November 2nd. So we just wrapped up our You've Been Booed program, and so now it's time for the cleanup. Not my favorite part, but it has to be done. So first off, we have all our different ghosts that we use. We have all different sizes, shapes, all different things. You can see some of ours have Velcro on the back for the customers who ordered them with plates. And then we have the plain ones where people did not order them. But we have a huge stack, and these right here I've already washed, and they've been in my drying rack overnight. I started yesterday because we actually had 4 sets of You've Been Booed out, and each set had 12 in it. So I had 48 little ghosts, and each set also came with a big gigantic boo, which I washed outside. And so I just wanted to show you, this is how I clean my yard signs. If it gives you an idea on how you do yours, that's great. I actually use the same thing for the big ones, except for I do it outside with the hose, and I use a large storage bin that I fill up with the soap and water. So for right now, since I have this huge stack of boos to go, I'm just going to show you. So I literally just fill up my sink, and I actually went to, let me show you this before I start. I actually went to Bed Bath & Beyond and I bought this cool stopper. And the cool thing about it is it has smaller holes than the stopper I had. So this way, any dirt or anything that might be on the yard signs for me, they're gonna catch into this and I'll be able to put them in the garbage. And then this is just the stopper. So I just use regular warm water straight from my sink. You can hear it going on now. And then I use palm olive, which I actually put in this little container that I have in my sink, but I'll put it in to fill up my sink for these yard cards. 3 scoops, so I don't know what that equals, but I just like it. It's a good amount. And then I can start filling in my ghosts. So as you can see, I'm in Florida, so some of these ghosts have really had some rough times. This little guy, he's obviously been through some mud. It also has been raining really bad here. So I'm just going to bang him on my garbage can and get rid of as much of that dirt as I can. And you can see it looks a little better. And then I'm just going to plop them into my sink, which is still filling up with water. I have this little one that we use that just encourages people to tag us on Facebook. Here's another one full of dirt. Literally here in Florida, it has been raining more than you can imagine. We have yards and all sorts of things that are completely flooded. So you can see just tapping these off, some of them are even, some water is coming out in my garbage. So now I just have them filling up in my sink, and I just let them sit here for a little bit. The ones I did last night, I let sit for about an hour only because I left and went somewhere and came back, and this will loosen up any dirt that's on here, and they just soak just like your kids in the bathtub. Then when I'm outside, I have a set of cleaners that I use for my outside signs. These spoil me a little bit because they are little, so I can do most of these inside, but I brought my sponge and my bucket and stuff in that I use for my yard signs. So literally after they've soaked for a bit, I just pick them up, I rinse them, and then I just give them a bath. I literally scrub them down like I do. See how dirty he is? He's pretty gross. But with my little sponge, I just scrub them, and just like my kids, they come clean. And you can see now he's a lot cleaner than what he was. And he looks a lot better. And if there's any little vinyl or anything coming off, I will catch it at this point and I'll set it aside. If it's something I can fix, I'll fix it. If not, I might get a Sharpie and color it in some. And then I just shake it a little bit. As you can see here, I'm doing it lower in my sink area so that I can let it drip out. And this one is a flying ghost. He was like this in the yard. So I'm actually going to hold him and make sure I set him up in my drying rack this way so that the water comes out of the flute. And I have this old drying rack. I have a metal one now. but this old one I use for my yard signs, and it just has these little pins. The cool thing is it doesn't have an area for silverware, so all the space can be dedicated then to the yard signs. And then I just start stacking them in here so that they can actually start to drain. And I'll keep going, and I'll do this for quite a while. And like I said, this was a really big one for us because we had 48 sets going out, and this last week we did have them, look at that, a lot better. And we did have almost all of them out this last week. So I was lucky. I did set things up for Halloween night, and knock on wood, nothing happened to any of them. So I'm super happy about that. So now you can see our little ghost. He too is all done with his bath. He's all happy. And so he's gonna go in for the dryer. And again, like I said, I do this exact same thing for my large ones outside, and I just slowly go through them. In Florida, there's ants, there's bugs, there's mosquitoes. And some of these for the You've Been Booed, people ask for them to stay up for 5 days. So we had them sitting out there for a while. So we definitely want to make sure we clean those. So I hope you like this little video. It's super quick, super cleaning oriented. If they were really dirty and really bad, I would probably spray a little bit of Clorox bleach on them. Probably the bathroom one. That's the one I like because it's already diluted by them. But these don't need it. It's coming right off and they look great. So make sure you clean up before you store away. These boos are going to be put into a large Ziploc bag that I can store over in my storage unit because I won't need them probably until August, September of next year. So they'll be out of my way, out of my mess. And I hope you like learning a little bit more about yard cards. If so, go ahead and click the button down there that says subscribe. And if you haven't heard of our Signs of Kindness, we're asking all yard carders out there to make a display for Friday, November 13th for World Kindness Day, and it's called Signs of Kindness. So check out my page. You can see some other videos I have on that. And we are hoping that everybody participates. It's free to participate, and you don't have to buy anything. You can just create your own little kindness display. So again, it's Lenore with Lights, Camera, Selfies. Make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Hopefully, I'm doing dishes pretty much. So come on, that's gross. Give me a thumbs up. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.